My uncle's obituary was released. I truly believe that everyone is born with a skill. A project this big, but we're doing it anyways. A surprise coming on the 16th. Good afternoon, YouTube. I am outside. There's some stuff I need to do and get done today. I was enjoying the inside of my house this morning rather nicely, but then my uncle's obituary was released, and sometimes things just motivate you in a different direction. I need to do work in the poultry barn today, so I need to grab some food for them. They had a little bit this morning, but I'm going to grab them some more so that they will leave me alone so I can do the work in there that I need to do. So sometimes motivation steers you in a different direction and you kind of just have to go with it. Little backstory: my uncle was my grandfather's brother. They grew up here, their childhood home, and I was blessed enough to be gifted the natural ability and skill that comes with the nature of farming and owning livestock. Now, of course, anybody can learn how to farm, absolutely, especially if their heart is in it. Because I truly believe that everyone is born with a skill inside of them that is supposed to get them through where life is supposed to take them and what their journey is supposed to be on. Mine is hands down, it's farming. I'm a farmer through and through. So I was blessed with that skill, I was blessed with that knowledge, I was blessed with working for other successful large farms that have done it longer than me. And it has led my journey to being able to have the capacity physically, mentally, and kind of sort of financially. That's a back and forth thing, as anybody who is trying to start or fix up an old farm knows. But I am blessed to have all of those things that make me able to keep this place going for a third generation of ownership. But there are certain things that motivate you through the hard times, because farming can suck, like a lot. As you can see, I mean, we're working with hardly any infrastructure. Everything needs a lot of work. We are in our 20s, in no position to be tackling a project this big, but we're doing it anyways. And sometimes you need specific types of motivation to keep you on track and keep you from throwing in the towel. I think for me, a lot of motivation comes from family history, because I have tended to be very similar to a good handful of my ancestors and what they did, without even knowing it. I jump into something, or I have an idea, and a grandparent or an uncle will be like, hey, you know who else used to do that? And they'll tell me the story about someone that I never got to meet. They were gone long before I was even thought of. But as little pieces of the family puzzle kind of tend to go away, as we know they do, death is inevitable, and it's unplanned and it's unpredictable. I feel a sense of responsibility to do a good job and uphold the expectations that these people would have had of me had they known me, and of people who are gone now that did know me and had expectations for me and knew what I was capable of. And another piece of backstory information is that I'm not very close with very many people in my family. I'm not close with either of my parents. One of them is my abuser, and the other one thinks that drugs are more important than children. So there's very few people in my family that I have a genuine relationship with, and that I look towards for wisdom and praise and suggestions. And my uncle was very much one of those people in my family that I looked up to and relied on as a figure of sense and knowledge. So I guess my way of working through grief, which I really honestly haven't experienced this heavy until now. Like I said, I'm not really close with anybody. This is the first person that we've lost that I've really felt it emotionally, which is wild because I'm 27 years old and I've spent more time crying over animals than I ever have over humans until now. But being out here and doing what I'm supposed to do and taking care of the responsibilities that I have agreed to make mine, such as making sure the family farm stays in the family and making sure that it is well taken care of and well used. That's a big way of how I have been coping with the loss. Oh man, I really should try to get this pig locked in here. Our feeder pig that has been loose for a little while is really driving me nuts, and I'd really like her to be contained, but I don't see a drill out here that I can use to close her in that pen. And I think death, I have decided, now this is something I wasn't sure of, and I had actually thought on it and been like, how do I actually feel about this? But I think I have decided that sudden and unexpected death is worse, for me at least, than someone you know who is sick and is probably on their way out. Because my uncle was he was not all that old, 60 something years old, and his death was very sudden. My whole family has always worked in the woods on both sides, logging with horses, cutting firewood. It's just something that we've always done. We're all very familiar with it. All of the men in my family can run chainsaws very, very well, but that stuff, it can be dangerous, and it can get you. Yeah. So can farming, and we do it knowing those risks, and we do it because we love it. We are in the poultry barn. I need to spread shavings throughout the big part here. Got a dead chicken right there It got really cold out last week, so I'm really surprised more didn't die on me, but we only lost one, so that's good. We'll put some shavings down, and then I need to get hay in these nesting boxes because everybody should start laying again soon, which would be fantastic. But that's today's project. Hi. I see you. See you. Hi. Hi, Goose. So the point of the shavings is to make it so I can maybe clean in here every couple of days. I have a real fine-toothed pitchfork, so I can come out here every couple of days and scoop the poultry poop out, a lot like you would with sand, and get rid of it, because we might use this as an indoor area for them until next year. We're not sure yet, but we might just build an outdoor area off of this and keep everybody in here to make this summer a little more simple. I don't know how far this bag's gonna stretch. I want it pretty deep. I might have to buy another bag. Poultry are so chaotic. Alright. Definitely gonna need another bag, if not 2 more bags, but that's okay, we can get some. Now I'm just gonna put hay in the nesting box areas. These headlock feed stalls that I showed you guys before in a previous video of where we used to put the cows and lock the chain around their necks so they could eat, but also so that they could learn to stand. Made it easier to halter break them. So I think they'll make excellent nesting boxes for all of the poultry. I feel a little better about the poultry barn now. Definitely need 2 more bags of shavings so I can reach down there, and that will be easier to clean out. The nesting boxes are ready to go for them to start laying again. Our turkeys will start nesting soon. Our turkeys are heritage breeds, and they hatch out their own poults and raise them every year. Super sustainable source of meat, especially if you have a large outdoor area for them. You barely have to grain them. And we have the geese this year. I need to get them an outdoor area with a body of water of some sort, like a deep kiddie pool, because I've been told that geese really like to have water to breed in, and they're more likely to hatch out their eggs that way. I have to finish basic chores now. The cows have water, and they've still got plenty of silage bale left. We opened up a dry silage bale the other day. I make like a really nice dry silage for the sheep because they really like it, and I opened one up just to make sure they were looking good and gave it to the cows. and they're super happy with it. I'm not going to feed that stuff out quite yet because we still have a couple more months till pasture, and everybody's still kind of at the front side of their gestational periods as far as the sheep and fern are all due the end of May. So we have time before they really need that high protein fermented feed. But it looks great, so I'm really happy about that. And for now, we'll just keep feeding out the second crop rounds, the junkier silage, and the second crop squares to the sheep. Thing I have left to do out here, bird, hey, come on, is water True. I already fed her for this morning, water her, and the sheep probably need another square bill. They're eating a lot of feed right now because it's so cold out. We have a surprise coming on the 16th. Our sheep flock is growing a lot quicker than we expected or anticipated, but this whole ordeal that we're doing over the next couple weeks is a huge blessing, and I'm really excited about it. And that's a huge step in the right direction. For those of you new here, this was a beef farm. My grandfather farmed beef here for years and years and years. I switched to swine, or I started raising swine when I was about 19 years old. I bred pigs for 8 or 9 years, raised pork, sold direct to consumer all over the community for 9 years. And then we sold our pork operation just 2 months ago to somebody like on the next road over. They're doing super well, but the sheep I think are gonna be it for us. They fit our property really well. They fit my personality really well. We're really excited. We've really been enjoying our small flock over the last couple of years. So we've owned sheep for like 2 or 3 years now. So we do know that we like them, and I'm really ready to grow to a real sized sheep farm here. So coming soon. I can't wait for you guys to see. I haven't even met them yet. I'm really excited to see, but we're really excited, and I'll explain more of that situation to you when that happens. But thank you for joining me today. Thank you for chatting with me about crappy things like grief and loss, and I hope you guys are staying warm. We're dipping back down into the negatives tonight and getting more snow. If it's not snowing, we're in the negatives. That seems to be our winter. It's a little rough, but we'll make it through. We'll talk soon. Happy homesteading.